Hello, welcome to the Free Cheese, episode 338. I'm your Joe Dix, joined by Matt Sellner.
Hello.
The Free Cheese is a weekly video game podcast about video games brought to you once a week by thefreecheese.com. Matt, we've got to keep up with our weekly tradition of Matt tries Coke products
Oh, yes.
on the podcast.
I forgot about this.
I got my second box this week. Second box included one Powerade Ultra Citrus Blast Zero Sugar. Man, even so, here's the thing. I will say that Ring Fit, even just prior to Ring Fit, I was already kind of eating better and putting better things inside my body. But Ring Fit definitely doubled down on that of just like, hey, what are you eating, right? I feel pretty generally healthy. And then I make my exceptions, right? But I'm looking at this, I'm like, all right, sick. Powerade's got a good taste. Ultra, 0 calories, right? Cool. Well, what else is in it? You just read the fucking shit in here, and it's like garbage, 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 garbage. It's all garbage. Even though it's healthy, still garbage. But anyway, it tastes fine. I got a Sprite Ginger. That's a new one. Haven't seen that before.
No.
Drank about half that bottle. I got a can of Coke Zero Vanilla Cherry combo, right? 2 in 1.
Yeah.
And I had bought a 12-pack of that like last weekend just to try it, so I already knew that one. It's fine. I got a pop socket, Coca-Cola pop socket. So if you're interested,
Nice.
or a listener, if you're interested, write in an email and ask us a cool question, and if we like it, we'll send you a pop socket.
Ask us anything for a pop socket.
And then I got these here on the table, Coca-Cola flavored Tic Tacs. Now, fun thing about this, also read the ingredients of this, right? Because these are 0 calories, and I was like, well, all right, how do they taste good, right? Because it can't taste good if it doesn't have... Anyway, they make this with real Coke. Like, one of the ingredients is Coca-Cola. Oh, yeah, so there's a little flip top there. There you go.
Got it.
Just pour, I'd say do a couple, just to get the flavor going.
4.
There you go.
That's fucking Coke.
Yeah, dude. It's got a Tic Tac feel to it. Got a Tic Tac taste to it.
That's it does.
But it's got to me, I don't want to put... what's your overall reaction? I don't want to put thoughts in your mouth.
No, not bad. It's been a while since I had a Tic Tac besides last week, which we'll get into that first in a second. I mean, I taste like the Coke flavor. How else to describe it?
My first reaction, it tasted to me like gummy colas. You ever had little gummy colas?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like that in a Tic Tac with more of a Coke flavor to it.
Not bad.
Yeah.
I think I put too many in my mouth. I'm going to be stuck on these for a bit.
That's what you do. Eventually you bite on them and they're gone, and then it's a whole, yeah. There's my week in a nutshell. I got me my second Coke subscription box. No $5 Amazon gift card this time, but that was a weird thing to begin with.
No, I had a coworker, I guess, come back from a lunch or whatever, and around my desk we keep like a little bin, labeled office supplies.
Yeah,
and there was an unmarked, like the label ripped off, clear container of Tic Tac. Tic Tacs in it though, trustworthy.
Were they white or orange?
They were white.
Okay.
So someone took them, did a little tap, got like 2 or 3, put them in their mouth, and they were like, "Oh my god, what are these?" And she's like, "Coconut? And what?" And then she was sucking on them, and then she had to go and leave. So
Curiosity gets the best out of you.
Yeah. Pina colada. As soon as I put 2 in my mouth, I was like, "That is a motherfucking pina colada."
Are these readily available out in the wild?
I don't know, but they were in
It's gonna head
my
to
workplace.
TicTac.com.
They were in my workplace a week ago. Now, how old they were, I don't know, but they tasted like fine.
Oh, so TicTacs.com is a little bit different than I thought it might be.
Ooh. Why am I? Shoot, I'm thinking I'm on my PC.
It
Firefox and not Safari.
Redirects to something else.
Oh, don't ruin the surprise.
Did you got what I got? You want to hear? You want to hear a little bit of Your Mama Don't Dance? Let's fire this up. I have no...
Emil and Dalis.
Okay.
Our story. Emil's story. Emil Brokovich now lives in Oak Lawn, Illinois, a suburb of Chicago.
Sure.
He started many years ago singing and playing his drums while growing up in Brookfield. One of his professional bands he played with, quote, the Four Easy Pieces, played numerous weddings and events through the years, as well as Jonathan Brandmeier's debut at FM 98's The Loop, first radio remote in Chicago abroad, quote, the Star of Chicago. Wait, hold on. Is there a period somewhere, or is it just a giant run-on sentence?
One run-on sentence. Here's Reach Out of the Darkness. Huh. Okay.
So if
you can listen to, I'm just cutting these off because I'm trying to keep it,
Yeah. Don't want to get sued because we have $0 here at the Free Cheese.
But if you're very interested in the stylings of Emil and Dallas,
I'm going to go with Dalis because is that a accent over the I there? I can't tell. That's a weird font.
It's just an I. Yeah. So
I think it's Dalis because it's Santiago's her last name.
Dalis Santiago. Yeah, it sounds right. Yeah, TicTacs.com forwards you to harmonyxing or crossing, I guess, .com. And there you have it. Okay. Hold
on. My favorite part is if you click on the bio part, Emil has this huge 4-paragraph thing in a certain font and size, and then you go down to Dalis, and it's 1 paragraph in a completely different, well, maybe not font, but definitely not italic like the first part,
right?
And in a different size.
Oh, it looks like, all right, so Pina Colada, not an advertised version here on TicTac.com. Coca-Cola is advertised up there, so that's probably hitting your local stores now. Limited time only.
We have a mailing list.
Who? Emil and...
Mm-hmm.
All right, there you go.
I'm not going to say the email unless you really want to go visit this website, but it's at AOL.com.
Hey, man, AOL, that's a Time Warner company. That's big stuff. Oh, my gosh. Well, we've got a podcast episode this week. Got some news. Got a couple delays, sadly.
One more thing about this banner.
Okay, hit me.
I can't leave this website just yet. It reminds me of a photo that would be used with Charlie McDennis and their flags. Like the Golden Geese is a very Golden Geese-esque. Yeah.
Just MS Paint kind of. Yeah.
No, it's a little bit.
Yeah.
There's definitely a layer. There's definitely 2 layers there.
All right, that's fair.
And that's about it.
Matt, we had a Nintendo Direct this week.
We sure did.
Fucking finally,
Yeah.
After all this speculation and quote-unquote insiders saying it's coming.
Spoiler alert, I actually watched the last 2/3. I kind of forgot it aired the first third. But, I got the last 2/3,
Well, more on that later. But before that, I want to hear about these tales of catfishing on PlayStation Home that you teased me with this midweek.
Yes.
I'm tied into Animal Crossing because you were saying, I'll watch this Direct, but I don't understand what the appeal is. Maybe this will convince me. And I was like, well, did you ever play The Sims and or PlayStation Home? Joking, not thinking you actually played PlayStation Home. And you were like, oh, no, I did. So please regale us with...
Like a couple hours here and there.
Here and there?
No, sorry, like a combined couple hours between like an hour here and there.
Okay, all right, that's fair. Because I tried it once because I heard that if you had a platinum trophy, you could get a platinum trophy to put in your home in PlayStation Home. And I was like, well, sick, I got a couple of those. Let me go. And I signed in. I was like, what the fuck is this mess? Left it in the dust.
Yeah, I forgot. I kind of forget how it started. Me and a friend of mine, Mike, I don't know, we were playing.
Bringing them down with you. I like it.
I don't know, we were playing stuff, and we were on a chat. No, there's no way we would be on chat because you couldn't party in PlayStation 3. Not outside of a game.
Right. God,
yeah.
What a
PSN held together by duct tape. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I forgot how it all started, but we eventually got in, and I think, like you just said, it's a complete mess. But I like seeing a complete mess and kind of diving in to see how the mess formed. And so I started running around, and we found like a nightclub area where you can get your little character to dance and stuff. And so, we will go down to the little nightclub area, talk to girls who were probably guys on the other end. But, you just start fucking messaging, like the typical chat room stuff.
Did you have the keyboard?
No.
Oh, man.
No, I was committed.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but no, I didn't have the keyboard.
I got it somewhere.
Dude, I got committed. That's how I got so quick on PSN.
PlayStation Home taught you.
It wasn't all the trash talk that I deal with on my NHL. It was the PlayStation Home.
Oh my god, it's absurd.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have like
Didn't
a good
lead to
story.
anything?
No, I don't have like a really good one.
That's
At least
kind
not
of
that I can remember.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah,
you don't
probably.
You don't want to hurt anybody's poor feelings.
But yeah, I forget what nightclub. Dude, I don't remember. I hardly remember how it worked.
Huh.
But
PlayStation Home or the nightclub?
PlayStation Home.
I think it was just a hub you walked your character through or something.
Yeah, like there was different sections. Like I remember when I was like actually like looking, like what the hell is this? Like I remember there being like sections based on games. I think there was like a Jack and Daxter thing, if I remember correctly.
That sounds right.
Like I don't know if there was Uncharted, but I think a God of War spot as well. And you could play like games, but it wasn't like. I thought it would be a great opportunity to like do demos or whatever, but it wasn't that. It was like weird things.
Yeah, it had a lot more potential than I ever saw with it, but
I just can't believe Sony created it.
Yeah,
it's such a weird thing.
It did. I don't know. They did keep it alive for a while, and even now, I fired up my PS3 not too long ago, and the fucking cross media bar still has a home for nothing. Like you can't do anything with it. I remember there was an interview on the PlayStation Blogcast with a developer who made a game called Scribble Shooter.
Okay.
And it was games that were inside of arcade cabinets in PlayStation Home, but then they brought them to Vita or something like that, and you could play them on Vita and like PlayStation Home Arcade. But I remember it was like he took his kids' drawings and turned it into a video game. It's pretty cool.
Sorry, I'm trying to. I'm waiting for PSN profiles to kick in. I'm trying to see what trophies I had
in PlayStation Home.
Yeah, I'm seeing if I had any.
Wait, they had trophies in there?
I'm pretty sure there was a trophy list.
Wow, I didn't know that was a thing.
Man, come on. It's not that hard to validate my PSN.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you got one for logging in. All right.
Well, are you looking at the actual list?
Yeah.
I'm trying to see which ones I got.
Yeah,
I'm trying
to
see how much I spent in this game. And come on. Come on.
Interesting. Ooh.
That Powerade Ultra must went Ultra.
You know what, though? I'll say, after having a couple more sips of it, not too good.
Is this your sugar bullshit?
It was the other night after a run through Ring Fit. I was like, yeah, I got that Powerade. Let me give it a hot shot. And I just kind of sipped it a little bit, but it was so fucking cold. It just had that cold taste to it. But anyway. Would you... All right.
Oh, this is sad. I don't know if I have any trophies for it.
Yeah, I don't see any in mine either. Tomorrow, there's a PlayStation blog announcement that Sony's very excited to announce PlayStation Home for the PS4 and VR forward compatible with PS5. Are you jumping in?
You know what? I would launch it. And then depending on how much of a hot mess it was, I could just go down the same path.
I mean, VR chat is out there, right? People dig that, don't they?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it gave birth to one of the best Sonic things in the world.
Yeah. Yes. Well,
it is the best.
All right.
It's the thing that, has me saying Sonic around here. Yeah, very sad. I don't think I have anything to show for it.
But we have
relaunch any trophy. You said there was one for logging in?
That's what it says.
Dude, I should have one then.
Yeah, I should have too. Maybe you had to get to a certain point. I don't know. I don't know what they did.
That's sad.
Well, what's not sad, Matt, is playing video games. Except for when it is, but when it's not, it sure is good. Did you play any video games in the last week?
I did. Primarily, just one. And that game is Dark Souls Remastered. I'm going to give up on that hunt. I was going to check the PlayStation app to see if I had trophies. We'll revisit that in a second. Oh, I got Fortnite trophies. No, never mind. It's one for logging in. 0.46 for Fortnite.
Perfect.
I've made more progress in that game.
Nice.
I am moving along. The game makes a little bit more sense playstyle wise. I won't say I've mastered it, but I've become adequate.
Yeah.
I have to maneuver
sword and shield
this world using a sword and shield, or two-handing if you want to, or anything like that.
Oh, I didn't know that was an option.
Yeah.
How do you parry in that case?
Well, that's the thing. You kind of rely on dodging more than.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I like I said last week that I made the Sen's Fortress. I opened the gates, but I wanted to explore some other areas because there was quite the difficulty spike in the first enemy. And I did that. I ran around some woods, dark route, not the basin, but just the forest area. Encountered some giant cats, just in an area.
When you say giant cat, is it like...
It is a cat. It's giant.
It just looks like a cat, just big cat.
It's like a thick, flat cat, but there was 3 of them in this area. And there's like a mini boss. So
okay.
Yeah. Encounter some of them.
Mini boss like with a health bar, or mini boss like the way that those big dudes in the Cathedral Ward would kind of... Yeah, okay. Got it.
You got it. Cathedral Ward.
Yeah.
My main focus before really diving into the Sen's Fortress was just to get some souls, level up my weapon of choice, my actual soul level, and, to have a chance. So after I did a little bit of that, running around, I got to some areas where I was like, I'm probably not ready for this yet. Nah, I'm not ready for this yet. And I just kept going into like these little dead ends. And I was like, well, I may as well just progress the game because, everything sucks, and I don't feel like keep backtracking or whatever. So, after a good handful of tries trying to get through that area, because it's just filled with bullshit and traps, like narrow ledges, swinging pendulums, dudes on the end of these ledges that cast spells that knock you back. So if they're hitting you at an angle, they knock you off, or if you're trying to pace your swing, like your evasions of the swings on this narrow ledge, knock you back into a swing and knock you off. There's little floor traps, so if you step on a plate, you'll get shot with arrows. It's just bullshit everywhere.
How far or how long is that?
It's not long. There's a couple levels to it, and the fortress there's a lot to explore, but my thing was I want to get the fuck out of here because this sucks. So I just quickly went up and to the boss area, and then from there go on to whatever was next. So I made my way up, and then you're quickly greeted with a giant that's just throwing fucking flaming boulders at you that explode. So that's fun. Yeah. More bullshit at the top. I was
going to ask what the reward is for getting through this fortress, and then it's like, no, there's no reward. There's just a guy at the top with giant flaming balls.
Yep, and then luckily I decided to take him out because I think he will keep throwing those boulders during the boss fight. So
God,
I took him out. I kind of cheesed that battle a little bit because you go up the spiral staircase
Yeah.
There's a little doorway that he's just too big to get through. So I just kept like poking him, running back, and you have to run down the steps because it does that From Software thing of,
hey.
All right. Oh, I think we're good now.
Yeah.
They do that thing of like where they swing clubs and it clips through the wall, so you have to make sure you go down the wall and you know, it's all just that bullshit just in this world. So I killed him, went on to face this giant, beat him first try, thankfully, because I saw how the boss fight plays out. And then in one weird moment, these little like hell demon creatures come out of the sky. Clips cinematic, by the way, so I felt safe. Cinematic, these things come grab you and take you away, and they take you to the next area of the game called On Orlando.
It's very Bloodborne, right? Like that
either the carriage or when the one dude kind of hits you and takes you to the prison. Shit.
Oh, there's that, but there's also that spot when you finally open up. It's not amygdala, but it's like one of the amygdala. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, when it picks you up for the first time, it sends you...
Yeah. And you're like, what the fuck?
To Yaragul.
Yeah.
And then you realize, oh, there's a fucking back path from the cathedral ward.
Yeah. Oh, man. It's so good.
It took me forever to figure out how to get back there.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize you can go there, and it was protected by that hunter.
So
and you had to run past the amygdala. I was trying to snap. Yeah.
What a good game.
Yeah. This one... On Orlando is like one of those like pretty places. It's very like rooftops and very like it's like a twilight like sunsetting appeal. It's very red. It's very like spacious. It's probably like my favorite area of the game so far aesthetically. And then you're just running through, and the difficulty hike isn't too much more than it was before. There's these big ass dudes that have big health, but they're very slow, so it's just a matter of patience of poking at them. And then you kind of keep going through the area. There's more bullshit, but you know, it's like that typical just like perfect enemy placement to make it so difficult that like once you kill the one person, the other one's easy, but it's just the way that they're positioned. With ganks. And then there's a spot where they're on these rooftop ledges, these silver knights that are bow and arrowing you with these big ass bow and arrows that knock you back so much, but of course you're walking on these rooftop ledges so you can be pushed off, or and the way they're positioned, you have to face one while the other one's doing it, so you have to be careful of your back. It's, you know, your typical From Software, just tough, fast placement. You have to get through it. And then I was making my way through that. It wasn't terrible. I only died a couple times there where I know people have struggled with that. And then I got to a boss fight.
Yeah.
And that
is the one you sent me?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Who are they? Wallace and Gromit? Oh.
Ornstein and Smo. It's like Dragon Slayer, Ornstein, and something Smo.
Well, from what you were telling me, it seems like anyone who just heard you say those names, who recognizes those names, is grunting along with you, right?
Yeah. What a I'm not going to say design, but just what a fucking difficult fucking challenge of everything you know of Dark Souls thus far. And they're easy one-on-one. Like, it would be mini bosses probably one-on-one, but the fact that they're together and the way they coordinate and their mechanics play to each other, it's a very tough fight, because you have the one that's he has lightning attacks. He's very quick. He's nimble. He's narrower, so he doesn't have a big hit window. You have to be careful. He dodges constantly, moves around, zips around the area. And then you got the fat ass Smo with his giant ass hammer, who's just constantly following you, but as soon as he closes enough distance, he'll try to hit you with it. And it's easy to avoid, but if you're like trying to get a hit in, and you know that 0.8 seconds of you trying to get a hit in, you're vulnerable. That's when that hammer seems to come down on top of you, basically killing you, if not doing enough damage where you're in trouble. I have to say, though, I thought for sure after 3 attempts in that boss room, and one of those lasted about 8 seconds just because I got charged and fucking ganked. It was a mess. I thought for sure I would still be stuck there. It was going to be one of those boss fights, like, I would just be there forever.
It'd be the Gascoigne thing for me.
Yeah, or...
that was the one that... I think it was Gascoigne, the first one. That was the first part where I was like, Oh, maybe I'll go play something else.
Yeah, it was. It would have been like Genichiro on the Ashina rooftop in Sekiro, or Brita's Daughter of the Cosmos for me in Bloodborne, where it's just like you just run into this room and you know you're gonna die.
Yeah.
And it's like, ugh, God, why am I doing this for 2 hours in a
So
row?
how do you mentally get through it? Do you have to just start celebrating the little victories, or do you just take what you get? Like,
I think it was like a take what you get kind of thing. After dying for a good handful of times, I was noticing like a way to counter. So Smo has this thing with his giant hammer where he charges at you. And if you get hit by the charge, you'll take damage. But the thing you have to watch out for is this swipe that comes at the end of it. And there's a little bit of a pullback to swing. And you have to time that perfectly on a roll, or you get hit and you essentially die. But I was noticing that there's these 6 pillars, 3 on each side of this room, where you can kind of trap him into a pillar and it will make him do his swing where you're nowhere near around it, so that way you don't have to worry about perfect timing on your roll. So I was like figuring out slowly but surely during these deaths like how to position myself to try to get some damage on the smaller dude while he's like running into a pillar. And finally, I didn't die much. Maybe 10, somewhere between 10 and 15 times. I spent, I swear to God, I think half an hour in this boss room, just taking what was given to me and just constantly backtracking and running and making sure I was not going to get hit and dodging lightning bolts and things like that. And this is the thing, right? So like you could probably try to like chip away at both health, and once the one dies, the other one stays, at that health or whatever. Yeah. No, the game, after you defeat one, it goes to a cutscene of one or the other, whatever one's left, absorbing the energy of the other dude.
Oh, cool. And
getting buffed. And then also their health fully replenished out of the blue. So you have to be careful. Like, it's a waste of time to try to chip away at both health. You just want to stick with one. So I took care of the skinny guy after about 23 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm just backtracking and running around this room. And then Smo, the nice thing was his hammer's electric now, and he has one move that didn't have AoE damage that has it. But after that, he's so slow, there's enough opportunity for you to kind of go in and poke him real quick.
Get out. Yeah.
So, I did it. And I was scared shitless because it took 9 of my 10 Estus flasks and a third of my health to get through the first phase. So when the second phase kicked in, I was already like on edge. I was like, God damn, I'm going to have to do this again because I got 1 health or 1 heal and like a little bit of health.
Right. How are they hard to come by? I'm again comparing to Bloodborne, but is it like
no? So Estus flags are not like blood vials. They're not found in the world. Those are revived at the bonfire.
So you have to go back to a bonfire.
Yes, or when you die, they automatically refill.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay.
Yeah, Bloodborne's the only game to do that with heals. We have to find them in the world.
Interesting.
Sekiro and Dark Souls use like a thing that you can get at a lamp or whatever.
Strange. But I mean, it makes sense canonically, but.
And then the good news for beating them, I got awarded the Lord Vessel, which might not mean anything to people who don't play Dark Souls, but that means I can officially fast travel to different areas of the map. Cool. So you can't do every bonfire.
Yeah.
It's not like Bloodborne or everything like that, but it will get you to a central area where you then have to know your shortcuts and,
That's cool,
and navigate.
That helps.
The area. So I was able to start to go through and take care of some of the business that I left behind because I felt like I was too weak.
Yeah.
Well, now, of course, going through that area and hitting bonfires, and I got to a new blacksmith who can further upgrade my weapons. And all the souls I got for beating Ornstein and Smo, I'm feeling a little more powerful to go into these past areas, so I started cleaning up some messes there.
Nice.
Next thing I got to do, I think, is go to the Darkroot Basin, where there is a giant Hydra chilling out in a shallow pond.
3-headed?
More.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
multiple headed.
Many heads.
I went down there. I saw it, and I quickly turned back around. I was like, we'll come back to this one later. So that's going to be my next thing. But I buffed this sword past like its threshold, and I put in a different shard. This is where the different types of shards are coming in now, where my sword is still getting more powerful, but now it has a lightning just permanently on it.
Whoa.
Not like one of those resins or whatever.
Yeah.
Or
That's cool.
So I'm getting that extra buff to those enemies that are a little prone to it.
Yeah, that's neat.
But still gotta be careful out there. Just because I'm feeling more powerful, you still get kicked in the ass. Like
that's
I
the
got
thing. Like,
a little cocky in the dark root area. There are these giant and small mushroom people.
Mm-hmm.
Small ones are like little like children. So like when they attack you, like they fall over. Like they're meant to be like just
okay,
clumsy and like whenever you start to hit them, they usually run towards the big ones. I guess like parents or whatever.
Okay.
But the big ones, super slow. But if they get you, you're dead. It's like one shot. Unless your vitality may be high enough. But, dude.
That's wild.
So, like, I was fucking around trying to farm, like, I was about to enter a boss room, and I was, like, right at the tippy edge of a next soul level. I was like, I'm not going to risk the souls. Let's just farm this area real quick.
Yeah.
Get the next soul level. And, dude, that fucking mushroom punched me, and I was dead. Like, God damn. Don't.
Could you go back and get them?
Yeah, they were in it. Yeah, they were in an area, but.
And
dude.
Sorry, with this game, is it like Bloodborne where the enemy that killed you obtains them, or
no? They're in they're on the ground.
Okay,
yeah,
weird, huh? How many hours would you estimate you've put into this at this point?
Ooh, that's a good question. 25 maybe.
Okay, you know what your ETA is for the platinum? You have a rough idea of how many hours it's going to take you?
I said last week I think it was between 80 and 120, but of course with every FromSoft like roadmap, they always have the parentheses depending on skill level.
Yeah.
I feel like I've kind of broken through. If anything, that Ornstein and Smough fight gave me more confidence in rolling through attacks, much like a la Bloodborne.
Sure.
I got that confidence back in this little bit of a slower game. So I feel like I learned something. I don't think that's the point of this fight. This fight's not a Gascoigne fight. This fight is not a get a chair on the roof. It is like it's just a skill check.
Yeah.
It's just, hey, are you good yet? No?
Yeah.
All right, well, go back to that bonfire. Walk
And
another
keep
5
getting-
minutes, and you'll be back.
And playthrough count. Do you have an estimate on how many times you have to play this through?
2.5.
All right. So I'm glad you're up to date on that information. What I've done is now gone back in time. I was looking at that same information through the trophy guide for Dark Souls. Taking a peek at Demon's Souls to see if one day Matt wants to chase that one. Seems like the most obtainable. So it's going to take you more than 100 hours. But minimum playthroughs, 1 to 3. You can do it all in one run.
I think Demon Souls is harder.
Yeah.
I think that's the issue.
But that's the thing. By the time you've conquered all 3 of these, then you get the true beast.
Well, like I said, this is...
No, I know.
The goal is to get this, to complete the trifecta. Not including 2 and 3, but I'm not worried about that at this moment. My real goal is this is the perfect game to bridge the gap to the start of the roller coaster coming down the hill.
Yeah.
For video game releases, starting, of course, March 20th. Although, for me, is a week earlier. Because I have decided I'm buying that baseball game this year.
Oh, word?
Yeah, I wasn't going to, but the minor league rosters, all that stuff. So that starts a week earlier for me then.
Interesting.
But was it February 24th?
Yes.
I got like 3 weeks to platinum this.
Okay.
And I think the first playthrough is going to be the one where I'm like trying to clean up as much as I can, get all the side trophies and stuff, and then play through number 2, because I heard this game's New Game Plus is harder than other From's New Game Pluses. Like,
that's a bummer.
there seems to be a lot of fear about the New Game Plus on the Fetch Your Life thing, about like trying to get everything in the first playthrough.
Interesting.
So I don't know what that looks like, but I want to try to clean up everything I can in that first one, so that way the second one I can just kind of go to the bosses I need to face. And then the third one, I have to kill the Great Wolf, Sif, which you can kind of get to early, but you must ring the 2 bells to get to Anor Londo because you need to get that blacksmith to get the final upgrade of the weapon because you need his soul. You need Sif's soul for 3 specific weapon types to like kind of take them to the next thing. So yeah, I have to face Ornstein and Smo one more time.
God, well, you know it by now, or by then,
dude.
Remember
the Demon of Hatred fight where I'm like, I don't feel good about going back in that arena. I'm like,
no, I fucked around with Bloodborne a little bit this week, and just the couple times where I like went back to something that I forgot. I was like, oh fuck this.
The good news is this week I finally got over the part of me mashing R1 after I died, expecting to come back to life.
Oh yeah.
After 100 hours of doing that, that is now gone. I now know permadeath.
That's pretty good. I finally got over that hump of trying to figure out what I was gonna play because I kept having that weird like I don't know. I try a little bit of this, play a little bit of that, and I beat the original Star Fox for the first time. Had never done that. I didn't love that game anytime I'd tried it, but I was like, let me just play it. I'm not doing anything. It was President's Day. It's a little 3-day weekend. I was like, let me sit down and just knock it out. So I knocked that out, and then I'm like, what other old-ass Nintendo games haven't I fucked with at all? Mm-hmm. And in very Dark Souls fashion, jumped into Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, and I gave it more time than, like, the 5 minutes that you spend with Zelda 2, and you go, oh, this is weird Zelda, and then you stop playing it. And so now I think I'm through 3 dungeons. They're called palaces here, but dungeons. And I'm doing the thing that I think works really well in a Zelda game that I've done playing Zelda post Breath of the Wild. Just don't look anything up. Like
the opposite of what I'm doing.
Yeah, well, only because like you've got a specific goal in hand, right? Like need the platinum. What do I need to do to optimize this? And I get that because a game like that you don't want to have to, right? Like that's where I'm at with Bloodborne because I was like, how far away am I from the platinum? And I had played through that originally without thinking about platinum. So now looking at it, I'm like, oh, I need this one weapon. Oh, to get that weapon, I need this badge. Oh, to get this badge, I have to go all the way back to that. And it's like, fuck, this is going to suck. So this, though, with the Zelda stuff, like just getting lost in that world, because that was the whole spirit of that game in the beginning, was just wander out and see where it takes you. And figure out how to combat it on the way. So the thing you always kind of hear is how different Zelda 2 is from Zelda 1. And it is.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
But it's not. Like, it's still, I know, right? Revelatory. It's still, like, the point of view changes, how you're interacting with the world, its enemies. That's all obviously different from the top-down approach. But you're still just exploring an overworld, engaging with monsters, finding secrets, finding items, going into dungeons. Like, it's all the same. It's just presented differently. And it still feels like the spirit of The Legend of Zelda is fully alive here. I think that the common talking point you see is difficulty. That's the thing everyone always talks to. Zelda 2's hard. It's too hard. It's too hard. And it's not.
Go to the website, getgood.com.
Exactly. But it's not. What I found is that it's not hard. It's that health recovery is scarce. And you're now on a very even playing field with the enemies. In Zelda 1, you kind of really just had to hit something once to knock it out. In Zelda 2, there's an RPG system, right? Like you are leveling up Link along the way, and each level gives you an increase to his attack power or his magic or his health overall. And you don't choose, it just kind of runs through. Like at 100 experience, it'll increase your health. At 200, it'll increase this. At 3, and just loops around each of the 3. And you just kind of have to... The combat's way more involved in this one than the original, right? Like the original, you hit with a sword and they were dead. Or you had bombs you could use, you had arrows you could use, boomerang. But this is all sword for the most part. You do start to get some magic spells that let you shoot fire out of your sword, things like that. And to that end, it changes the way you kind of approach a Zelda game. But it still very much feels like that Zelda... idea. And it's funny because I've always looked at A Link to the Past as the shift point where they were like, hey, we're just going to make the same game for the next 15 years, 20 years, whatever. But really, like, Zelda 2 did it first. Obviously, gameplay itself is a little bit different than any of the other in the series because you're on a top-down map with a strange looking Link sprite. You run into combat, and that combat is 2D side-scrolling, like Metroid. And then you're back on the overworld map. Like, it's very weird like that.
It's very like a Final Fantasy RPG almost.
Yeah. Exactly. And then but it still has like that core thing that all Zelda games have had since the beginning and all of them up until Breath of the Wild, where it's just, hey, there's 8 places. You need to go to each of these. You have to find, right? Like it's still that same.
I mean, even to a degree, Breath of the Wild is that. There's 4 places that lead to one.
Yeah.
I mean,
it still has that.
That's
same
it at
of
its simplest form, you know, and those 4 places are kind of optional, as we've seen around here at this table, but.
But yeah, I found that it's not as difficult as it's hard. I'm not going to, say it's not,
course, yeah.
right? You have to be.
I mean, any
careful.
Game kind of back from that generation.
Yeah, they just are.
Yeah.
But once you kind of understand it and you play it for how it wants to be played rather than trying to make it something it's not, I think it's a really, really special, cool game. I'm excited because Dark Link is always the thing that people, you know what I mean? It's like, hey, Dark Link fight's so good. I want to know what that is. I'm close. But that one, it was cool. I was playing handheld for most of it at the beginning, and then I was like, hold on a second, I got those fucking controllers. So I came down, popped the Switch on the TV, and playing with the old NES controller, like, just felt super cool on that. Switch Online, what do they call it? NES, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Switch Online, classic stuff. And that was really the week, outside of just dicking around here and there with other stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy.
I forgot to mention, after the Ornstein and Smo fight, I was just so elated.
Yeah.
And I wanted to share that feeling with as many people as I could. So I had no takers, but I went outside of the area and threw down my summon sign. No, like I said, no takers, but I was just kind of
You were
hanging out that area. I was like, dude, I'll fucking take out Smo again, and you take out Ornstein, and make someone's life a lot easier. Because I'm hard-headed. I don't fucking summon.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Ever since... Well, I don't think you can do that in Sekiro. There's no, like, multiplayer or anything that. But Bloodborne, never summoned.
Yeah. I'm curious to see, like, will you try that again? Like, hey, fuck it, let's do it?
Probably, because I'm fucking hard at it.
But that'd be cool if you got good at that fight to the point where you just didn't have to worry about it, in your second playthrough. Speaking of second playthroughs, we're going to have another playthrough of this podcast on the other side of a break. But before we hit the break, I got a quiz for you, Matt.
Okay.
It's going
to
lead us into the break and lead us into our news story. This is 10 questions.
10.
I've already filled it in that your name is Matt. So,
got it.
Which meal of the day do you enjoy the most? I'll read all the answers and you can tell me. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, night food, dessert after dinner. All of them, I just eat when I want to. I don't know.
I kind of eat when I want to because I really only eat like one meal a day, maybe 2.
All right.
Depending on my lunch.
What is your biggest fear right now? Embarrass myself in gym at school. Embarrass myself in front of my crush. Can't afford food and then I'll die of hunger. Getting so many bad grades at school that I don't get my dream job. People don't approve my significant other. Someone gets to know my biggest secret. A spider crawls down my throat while I'm sleeping.
Boom.
Someone spreading harm. Okay. Number 3. One word to describe yourself would be happy, kind, different, dreamy, sporty, hungry, reserved, awesome.
Awesome.
If you met your crush in public, what would you do? Usually do nothing because I'm too worried to approach the person. Approach the person and talk to them, flirt a little, and then leave, making them curious. I think I would just greet them awkwardly and then walk away while blushing. Talk to them, and if I get the opportunity, ask them out on a date. I would definitely run away. I would be too shy to look at them. Pretend that I don't see them. I think I wouldn't even notice them. be sure to look good at least.
Where are you getting this from?
I have no idea. Theinternet.com.
Is it from that fucking website, harmonycrossing.com?
It's not, no.
Probably on the basis of how I am around athletes, I'm going to probably say nothing.
Probably say nothing. So that was
Was
usually
that
do nothing because I'm too worried to approach the person?
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully these answers get a little bit shorter. All right, okay. What kind of music do you like most? Country. Almost everything. Rap. R&B. Rock. Pop. Classical. Ballads.
Kind of almost everything. I dabble in every genre.
Dabble in ballads?
Celine Dion has a couple hits. That Titanic song is not bad.
It's a banger. What do you like to watch on TV? Singing or talent contests? Sports? Reality shows? The news? Romantic movies? I don't usually watch TV, so I don't know. Cooking shows? Comedy shows?
Ooh, I do like a good cooking show, but sports is like
Sports
my
in the
main.
town.
Yeah, I mean, I watch the XFL. Come on now.
That's fair. That's fair. What would you most likely do on a Sunday? Be angry because it's work, school tomorrow? Eat food and watch TV? Chat with my crush and maybe go on a date?
I like this crush thing.
Hang out with my friends? Sleep and enjoy the last day of the weekend? Work out at the gym? Do my homework or relax with a book? Play video games all day long?
Ooh. I'm good with TV.
Eat food and watch TV was the answer?
Because for 21 weeks out of the year, I do sit on the couch from 1 to 7.
That's fair.
Watching football.
We're on question 8 out of 10. We're coming down the home stretch.
All right.
What is the most important quality for you in a good friend? Humor, respect, listening, honesty, forgiveness, patience, trustworthiness, loyalty.
Well, that sounds so weird.
Yeah.
Humor.
Boom. Which persons do you think are the most annoying? People with poor personal hygiene. People who talk to you as if you were 4 years old. People who talk loudly in public places about their personal problems. People who chew with their mouths open. Relentlessly cheerful people. People who look over at your meal and then, just as you are lifting the fork to your mouth, say in an irritating tone of voice, "Oh, you're not going to eat that, are you?" People who think they can sing but who really can't. Mothers who wash their children's faces with spit.
What?
Which are most annoying to you?
It was somewhere in the first... Sorry, I'm going to have
People with poor personal hygiene.
First three.
People who talk to you as if you were 4 years old. People who talk loudly in public places about their personal problems. People who chew with their mouths open.
We'll go with B.
Talk to you as if you were 4. All right. And our final question to give us the results we desire. What's most important to you? Health, food, love, money, internet, fashion, friendship, family.
Family.
Is that the answer?
Yeah, sure.
All right, Vin.
Did I win?
Hey!
Am I Vin Diesel?
Wait, hold on a second. Hold on. This doesn't tell me. I don't know who this is.
What?
It shows like 9 different pictures. So, what the fuck?
I can't. I'm more curious to see what this quiz is and where did you find this more than anything.
Oh, okay. So it's giving you your personality type. Got it.
Oh.
So your personality type is Uchi, which is the big sister personality type introduced in Animal Crossing New Leaf.
My God.
Here's some pictures of some of the Uchi villagers that you will get to know next month in Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Fucking, is that at uquiz.com?
uquiz.com. So it says, you are just like the Uchi villagers from the Animal Crossing franchise. You are caring, friendly, and a bit tomboyish. Others may look at you as the tough type, and you enjoy hanging out with the boys.
Hell yeah.
As friends. It's noted, as friends.
Oh, good. Okay.
You want to share your result on Twitter?
No.
All right.
That'd be your account.
We are going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we are going to talk, of course, about the Animal Crossing new, what is it called?
New Horizons.
Jesus. New Horizons. Nintendo Direct, and a couple other news stories from the week.
In the meantime, go hang with the boys.
Go hang with the boys. It is time for the only place you can hear the news that we care about. Starting off, the top of our week, last week, right after the podcast went up, really. Little report on Sonic the Hedgehog's first opening weekend, debuting at $57 million in North America. $100 million globally. Sonic expected to earn another 68 to 70 million before the end of Monday, the holiday weekend before it was over. I haven't checked in to see where it ended up. Did you see anything about it? Or
no.
It's doing well though.
Yeah, it's doing well. I think the key thing is it did beat Detective Pikachu, which was what people didn't know that was going to do it, and I think that might have been the expectation from Paramount is to try to combat Detective Pikachu.
That makes sense.
And I'm honestly shocked. I just feel like Pikachu has a lot more mass appeal. Ryan Reynolds.
I thought about that, but also kids fucking love Sonic.
That's true.
And I underestimated that.
Yeah, clearly I did too.
But hey,
I guess I'm the only person in America that hates Sonic as much.
Did you go see the movie yet?
No.
Yeah, me neither. I don't care.
I don't have intentions to no one I know really wants to see it.
It was kind of just like, I know what it is, so I'm not going to go out of my way.
Yeah.
When it is easily watchable, I will do it. But the idea of like, all right, let's get tickets, let's wake up, let's go to the... I'm like, I don't want to do all this.
Nah, that's not a movie I'll go see by myself. And then...
I might, but I'm not... I get it. I know what it is. I'm excited that it was made, and I'm happy for them, but... Either way. I do want to see Tails, though. I don't know if he's in it. I'm just saying. Got to be, right? They got to at least tease it.
I don't know.
For the Seek.
I don't know if I can know. He's big.
PlayStation Player Celebration was announced. Did you sign up?
I believe I did.
I did not, because I couldn't. This is a weird one. So this is a cool thing. You can sign up, and during the time frame, let me make sure.
That's right. No, I didn't, because it's weird when you go to click. You're getting the same thing I was getting,
where you sign in and then it doesn't sign you in.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Then we're having the same thing. Were you doing that on iPad or iPhone?
Yes.
Okay.
But I just did it here and I got the same thing on my MacBook. Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
Weird.
I don't understand at all why there's
a sign in first. Hold on.
I've done all of it. I can tell you now.
On the computer?
I haven't done it from computer yet, but I've tried every iteration of sign in, click, sign in, like all of it, and I can't sign up. But if you can sign up and sign in, here's what you can do. Here's what you'd be participating in. You sign up, starting on today, February 24th, there's going to be community goals that roll out to players who are participating in this. The idea is that the community must play a target number of games and earn a target number of trophies. Anyone who signs up, everyone who signs up can earn exclusive themes and avatars when the community hits a goal. And the rewards are delivered directly to your PS4 via a system notification. And by signing up, you also have the chance to win an exclusive PlayStation kit, which gets you a real-life Platinum PlayStation trophy to bring in your real-life PlayStation home. Engraved with your PSN ID, a $100 gift card, or store voucher, rather, and voucher codes for a selection of our greatest games. Quote.
I did successfully register. I forgot. I had difficulty, and I did a thing where I signed in first, and I think I did this on iPhone just fine. And then I was able to do it.
I'll try it again later. But yeah, I could never fucking do it.
It's weird because the feedback's not great, and if you did, like you sign in, you click the thing that says register here, and then it will pop up. And it's like, hey, click on the player registration thing, and then it's like you got 2 tasks to complete, and it's about like clicking the terms and conditions.
I think you know what it is.
Do that, and then you hit view reward, and the reward is, hey, you've successfully registered. It's weird. I'm
pretty sure that it's probably the cross-site tracking stuff that's built into Safari. So, because I tried it on iPad and iPhone, and I bet you that's what it was.
Oh, I think I still have the stuff turned off when I was trying to do the xCloud stuff on my phone, because the Microsoft registration thing said, hey, make sure these things are turned off if you're on iPhone. I don't think I ever turned it back on. Maybe that's why I was able to do it. But yeah, it's a little wonky, but yeah, you can get it to work.
Nice.
You just have to sign in first.
All right, well, there you go. PlayStation Blog has all the details for that. Matt, Halo is getting some new Nerf blasters, including a Nerf version of the Needler.
That's cool.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking neat. I kind of want to get one. They've got a couple weapons, but the one thing they did here is the MA-40 blaster, inspired by the weapon in the upcoming Halo Infinite. So it's our first peek at a new weapon in Halo Infinite in the form of a Nerf gun. But nonetheless.
And isn't there something about this that's hinting towards skins for Halo Infinite too?
Yeah, this is saying that when these come out, you will be able to, or it comes with a skin that you can then redeem in-game.
Oh, yeah, I see it right there, yep.
So skins confirmed for
fine,
Halo
sure.
Infinite.
Probably multiplayer, but yeah, I'll take that. That's fine.
And the Nerf blasters available October 1st. So what does that tell us about Halo Infinite? I know.
It takes 4 C batteries, so get those batteries ready, boys and girls.
C batteries, huh? Interesting. Didn't know they still made those. Just like I didn't know they still made Witcher 3 updates, but apparently this one allows you to transfer your PC saves to your Nintendo Switch. That's kind of cool.
That's awesome.
That's very fucking
I wish
cool.
more things did that.
It also adds touch control for Gwent, as well as more graphical options for the game. I know that to put the game on the Switch to begin with was impressive, but the fact that it's still being updated so that it's just becoming more and more a definitive version, this is pretty cool.
And it's from not just GOG too, but from Steam as well. So like they made sure to hit all the things there.
It's pretty cool.
And it's weird to see. There's a screenshot in the Kotaku article, but like it's so weird to see a Switch menu for like AA. Light shafts, underwater effects.
It doesn't make
gamma.
any sense.
Like, it's weird. There's a lot of work to go because you have to know how well you can slide because you don't want to break your game. If
no.
Like, there's a very real thing of that happening on a PC. But
well, the interesting thing about this is that a couple weeks back, after the port had been out, people talked about how folks who had hacked their Switch and were running it on there could access all this weird stuff that now they're giving, right to the players, which is cool. Speaking of giving it to the players, Platinum Games is teasing a major announcement for this week's issue of Famitsu. Famitsu usually releases on Thursdays, aka like Wednesday night for us. So a couple days we should know maybe what the next thing in the Platinum 4 is. I don't know.
Give me a Nier.
Man, I'd be okay with that. Well, something coming in the near future. Magic the Gathering Arena reportedly coming to mobile, or so says the CEO of Hasbro on a recent earnings call. Brian Goldner says Magic Arena will move to mobile in 2020. It's incredibly exciting as we give more people access to Magic Arena. That's kind of it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've talked about it on the podcast, but like I've been low key playing that.
Yeah,
a
digging
lot.
It.
Yeah.
Did you get all the packs, by the way? Oh, I got you. I'll send you a spreadsheet.
Oh, why? I don't want...
No. Someone has been cataloging every code you can redeem for free cards.
Oh, all right.
Dude, if you've never done any of them, you'll have probably 30-ish packs to open. It's a good feeling.
Jesus.
It's a good feeling, buddy.
All right.
Yeah, I'll send it over your way. But hey, coming to mobile, which honestly, I've really just wanted that natively on Mac for a really long time, but also to be able to have it on my iPad. Bar none.
I mean, that's where...
Or my phone, like just a little quick lunchtime game. Like that's...
Ooh.
I played something... Oh, no, I played it on my phone via Steam Link, and it's fine. Totally good. Honestly. When you know your cards, it's fine.
All right.
You know what I mean?
I just remember the Hearthstone UI on phone. It was... Ugh.
I mean, I was playing with the current PC UI on my phone. You know what I mean? Just like with a poorly rendered cursor. Yeah, but it worked.
Yeah, I mean, that's where... I mean, I talked... Well, before I started doing this podcast, I played Hearthstone a butt-fuck ton.
Yeah.
And, yeah, no, most... Probably 3/4 of that was via an iPad. So...
Yeah. I think that's the way. Remedy thinks the way forward is a live service game with the upcoming project codenamed Vanguard. Remedy, of course, developers of Alan Wake and the most recent Control. This live service game will be a long-lasting service-based game that will include selected Remedy features. The Finnish studio said it's currently has an internally playable first development version of the game and is proceeding to pre-production. What do you think?
Sure.
You think we're looking at like a big, inclusive, their whole
I think it
world?
brings it together, yeah. I mean, there's just too much of that leading into it, especially what Control has done. They lean into that more. I think there are other stuff.
Yeah.
And then we still don't know what that AWE expansion for Control is quite yet. Although, you know, it makes too much sense for it to be Alan Wake kind of related. So I wonder if that kind of leads into little hints of what this could be. But, you know, we're getting another one of these in the crowded live servicey game.
I know. We talked last week about all that WB rumor stuff and the idea of another service game. I'm like... Ugh.
And then, you know, you think about the Anthem reboot.
There's too much, man. That's why I'm just going to keep playing Zelda 2. Like, I don't need this shit.
Keep bashing my head in against a wall with Dark Souls. Yeah.
Like, we played a little bit of Halo Reach and just, like, even seeing the goddamn fake Battle Pass. I'm like, I just don't have time for this shit.
I don't mind that. In that game, I don't mind that.
No, that game, you're right. It's not bad there. But everything has to have that fucking tier. And let's see. Where are we going next? I say jump a little bit.
Doing a little jump.
Grand Theft Auto.
The
fourth of the Grand Theft Autos was pulled from Steam not too long ago because of
Rockstar's thing.
The game was developed using Games for Windows Live. So that obviously is not supported anymore. It's been shut down for quite some time. And so Rockstar, because people couldn't tap into the multiplayer side of that without GFWL, Rockstar pulled it from Steam. Now it is coming back, just won't have multiplayer support. Old save files will be compatible with the complete edition, but Steam achievements will not be available until the new version launches in March.
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
And I think the cool part was anyone who had either Stories of Liberty City or the original GTA 4 without it gets bumped up automatically to complete edition.
Right.
So that's really cool. So if you never got to play the main campaign or the side stuff, like the critically acclaimed Ballad of Gay Tony.
I never played that one.
I never played it either, but everyone drools over that DLC.
I know. I did some of the Lost and the Damned or something like that.
I heard that was a weaker of the two. Definitely.
I started it and I was like, I'm over it. I've thought about going back to 4 at some point, but also I don't know if it would hold up. Like mechanically, I think that they've evolved.
I hated the driving in that game.
I don't remember any of it.
It's stiff.
But I liked
It
Nico.
sucked.
Yeah.
I don't like it. That was the one thing about the game I did not like at all. The other parts of it were fine.
Well, what do you like about Shenmue 3?
The fact that it made money, and we might be getting a Shenmue 4.
Look, we were going to get a Shenmue 4 whether you wanted to or not. But at an investor briefing talking about Shenmue 4, Lars Wingforce
Sure, we'll go with that.
said, "I'm happy to see that fans enjoy Shenmue 3, but it's also clear that Shenmue 3 is not a mass market product."
I mean, you could say that about, I think, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is that Lars, I think, has said in the past that he likes the Shenmue franchise. So I think that's another, like...
Is he Deep Silver? Or
Embracer.
What is Embracer?
That is the parent company to THQ and Deep Silver.
Got it. Okay.
Which is important, I think, for another thing that's about to come up here.
Animal Crossing?
No. Where is it? Or was that before? Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, no. The Switch developer for The Witcher 3, Saber Interactive,
Oh, sorry, okay.
bought by Embracer Group, formerly known as THQ Nordic AB.
What the fuck is going on, man?
They're just buying everything, man. I don't know where they're getting the money from, but yeah, they're just buying everything.
Sure.
Good for Saber because they also did World War Z earlier this year. Another live game that is regularly updated and all that stuff. But yeah, I think it was... Yeah, here the deal involves Embracer paying $150 million up front for Saber, plus up to $375 million over the next 3 years based on performance. This means the deal could potentially reach $525 million. For context, Sony bought Insomniac for $229 million. Though business acquisitions are rarely a one-to-one comparison, and there could be many factors for Saber's valuation. THQ Nordic AB, the parent companies like THQ Nordic and Deep Silver, renamed itself Embracer Group in August 2019, and they hold the rights to games like Darksiders, Saints Row, and more from studios like Volition, THQ, and Coffee Stain Studios. How many times can you put THQ in levels of a company is my question.
I have no fucking idea. Saber, also known, fun fact, for Quake Champions. Rest in peace.
What was the joke I said yesterday? What would take longer? Oh yeah, it was
to queue into Quake Champions or to download and install Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition on Windows. Yeah,
and we struggled with an answer.
Both. All right, we got two-ish more things to hit real quick. So first, sad news, then we'll go into the happy Switch news. Ready for that? Sad news, Empire of Sin, Brendan Romero's new game, delayed until fall 2020. Kind of a bummer. I mean, the spring is not without its hectic releases already. Yeah. A lot of things back to back, but I was really looking forward to this one.
This is coming to Switch, right?
Yeah. I think it's coming to everything, but yeah, Switch is one of them.
So this is the thing. As long as you're coming on Switch, I think you're fine, but you have to be careful when you get into fall.
Yeah.
New console territory.
Yeah. But with these new consoles seem like they're going to be fully backwards compatible.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where I think the general public are like, oh, that's a PS4 game. I want the PS5 thing.
I wouldn't be... So I think that's the struggle that Sony and Microsoft have to tackle. I think Sony more so, is changing the messaging so that it is no longer a PS4 game. It's a PlayStation game. Because hopefully what we're looking at, if you think about what Xbox is doing with the Xbox, is they're bridging the gap across all consoles so that if you bought it, it runs on this new hardware, period. And I think that if Sony can get to that point where PS1, 2, 3, 4 PSP games all natively work from the store, you just call it a PlayStation game. Now, you say that this new PlayStation 5 supports these. And obviously PlayStation 4, you can't pop in a PS3 disc and play it.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I think that's the way to do it. That's how I would. I don't know, but you need to message that the right way, which that's what it all comes down to.
Yeah, I mean, and I would say that Microsoft is doing that better, but it's still not a strong message right now. So I just think of, you know, you're like your 40-year-old
when PS4 was coming out,
Susan.
And I was like looking for PS4 games to play. It was like, oh well, there's still good shit on PS3, but like I couldn't play the PS3 things on my PS4. I couldn't play the PS4 things on my PS3.
I'm just thinking of 40-year-old Susan buying a game for 10-year-old Jerry. You know, no one fucking knows that.
No. I think that we won't have to worry about that too much. That's my guess. But I don't know.
Us, yes.
Well, yeah.
I mean, we just said it. We didn't know the mass appeal for Sonic earlier. So,
That's true.
You know,
That's true.
The general public doesn't know these things. I said the words AMD to my mom and dad the other day, and they were like, "What's an AMD?" And I said, "Oh, I forget you're not in this like I am."
And you learn them, and now they're in it. Speaking of learning people and putting them in things, Matt, you watch the Animal Crossing New Horizons Nintendo Direct.
I did.
I'm not going to break down everything, but what are you thinking, feeling about, after watching that Direct, would you walk away with?
The exact same feeling as I had going into it.
No higher curiosity, no that looks cool, none of that?
That is, that game is exactly what I thought it was, and I still don't know the end goal of a game that doesn't have an end goal, so it's not my cup of tea.
Well, let me tell you about some new features to the series this time around. So we saw that, obviously you're going to a deserted island this time, which is so weird that you go to this island and then Tom Nook makes you work on this weird nightmare island to pay off whatever debts you owe him. A lot of what was shown off, not a lot of, but they showed DIY stuff. So you're collecting specific materials around the island, and then you can craft tools, furniture. You can also at some point start to manipulate the land. So at the beginning, you'll be able to pole vault and use ladders that you carry around with you as tools. But eventually you can say, you know what? We should have a bridge here. We should have so you're going to slowly build out the lay of your land, including tearing down and adding on to new grass or water. So you actually can reshape. Because that was the thing. I never re-rolled my town in New Leaf. I kept the same town, but there's always like a couple pockets.
So terraforming was never in the other games.
No, that's new. And
it seemed like a new thing.
I was like,
talking about it.
Man, I just kind of, there was like a spot where I was like, I hate this. Like, I want this to be a different thing.
But yeah, I mean, I remember terraforming in like Roller Coaster Tycoon and like the things you could do to enhance the roller coaster experience or whatever. So
it's so good.
Good. I mean, the more customization, the better. I mean, you're going to roll through some of these bullet points here, but
because I always wanted to put my house in a corner surrounded by trees and not let any other villagers near me, and now I think I can do that, which is kind of cool. When you get to the island, when you get to Tom Nook's secret island, he provides you with a Nook phone to use for Nook purpose. It's very like there is a seedy, like gross, dark, scary. Kidnap torture thing going on here or something.
This is a Dark Mirror episode in the making.
It's not
who are like the executive producers of that show. They should like play this game and get an idea.
I feel like I don't know. This is very dark and creepy.
Bandersnatch 2 : Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing New Horizons. So what you do in this time around, for players looking for more concrete goals, Matt, and to help offer guidance and inspiration on the island, you use the Nook Mileage program, so you fulfill certain challenges and experiences, and that helps you to pay off what you spent. Your debt is paid off with that, and eventually you can exchange those tickets for in-game rewards. Everything from Nook Incorporated merchandise to helpful items that enrich your time on the island, or tickets you can use to visit distant islands. So I think that would be kind of like a Like, I think at any point they talked about I can just jump to your place and wander around. I think. But these tickets, I think, are to jump to a random island and just kind of
Yeah, it was the
get
colonization piece where you
Yeah.
go in, you steal the resources from that island, and then bring them back. Meanwhile, there's a fucker in the back, like, just watching you, like, how the fuck are you taking all my resources?
Exactly. They talked about party play locally up to 8, or locally or online, up to 8 people at once running around, and you can easily switch who is leading the pack. Because that was always
that seemed cool.
That was a setback on the previous ones. Like, if you came to my town, you were in my town. If I went to your, like, that was it. And I had to kind of like, well, did I have to follow you? I didn't have to follow you. I could run wherever I wanted independently because we were on 2 separate 3DSs, but there were certain things I could not interact with that you had to be the one to pull the trigger. And
like, you can't take resources from another island, right? Unless you're closest friends or something like that. I don't know if you're getting there.
Right. Yeah, that sounds right. I don't have that in here. Yeah, it just says that any creatures or items found by followers will be stored in a recycle bin at the resident services building. Yeah, so I think if you came over and hung out, you couldn't just, like, steal all my shit.
All your oranges.
Yeah. Nook Link. This is cool. This is really cool. It's part of the Nintendo Switch Online app, which is finally getting another feature.
3 games.
Shit, man.
3.
You'll be able to scan design QR codes from New Leaf or Happy Home Designer with your phone and then download them to New Horizons, which is fucking cool because I have all these, like, little designs in my old games that I want to pull forward.
Happy Home Designer was on the 3DS, right?
Yeah. That one was not. It was
I
more.
remember you all talking about
Mark
it.
played it. I didn't play it, but it was more designing
Home.
a space and being rated and graded on that design than really just kind of doing what I like to do in Animal Crossing, which is just, hey, this is my video game room. This is my room filled with statues of demons. This is a room I turned into one giant chessboard. Shit like that. What else we got? So you get to choose your island. This time you get a range of options. And now choosing to live in the northern or southern hemisphere affects the timing of the seasons. So that doesn't really matter for us because we were always kind of where we should have been. But for folks on the southern part of the globe, now they can have winter when they have winter. Once you land, there's an orientation that kind of gets you started. They showed off the resident services facility. You can go there anytime while playing, and you can sell everyday goods, purchase unwanted items. Wait, what? I guess you can... Okay, this is worded backwards. You can sell stuff that you don't want. You can buy stuff from them and get advice about what to do next. What's cool about that is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It used to be a thing where you had to tell the game, I like to play early, I like to play late, or I like to, or just, there was like, it was basically like, you either just play the game and all the shops would close at like 9 p.m. Or you'd say, I play late and they would close at 11, or I play early and they would open at 7 instead of 9 or something like that. Real time, like real 3DS time. And I got into this game when I was delivering pizzas, so it was hard to sell shit. I had to wait. I remember plenty of nights like staying up in my apartment long enough for the shops to open in the morning, so that I could sell this. Because I would go to I'd go to the island at night because the island had no time. There is no time on the island, so you would you'd go and catch sharks and beetles, bring them back and keep them stored until the morning when the shop would open up, and you'd sell that stuff for money. And you put that money in the bank, you get interest. There you go.
There's interest in these games?
Oh, yeah. Dude, there's so much. Like, that's the thing. It's like, even though you...
So go to the Nook Bank?
It's different in each game. They'll probably have a dumb thing in this one, but yeah. The last one was... it was the post office? It may have always been the post office, and I don't know
so the
enough
government.
of it.
Great. The next best thing.
You get a letter from the post office that says, "Hey, you got money in the bank and earn this much interest," but it's not Nook. He doesn't control your money. He just demands it from you. But yeah. What else you got? I mean, there's a lot of stuff. If you didn't watch the direct, I highly recommend you do it. The key takeaway for me, confirmation, they got fossils. And the museum's back, and it looked glorious in all high definition. That was my fucking jam, dude. Every day. I just, bare minimum, when I was in New Leaf, I'd turn it on, I'd run into my town, I would go over to you'll find little like star shape, like little like, just, it's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the ground. I don't know how to describe it.
With a circle around it. And...
No circle, it's just like kind of. But it's like, hey, this is a dig spot. So you run over and you dig, and sometimes you find garbage you don't want. But there's 3 fossils every day you can collect. So that was my thing. I got to get my 3 fossils. I got to take them to Blathers up at the museum. Blathers is going to appraise them, and he's going to say. Usually he says, these fossils are fine, so fine indeed. We already have them in our collection, or something like that. And it was always the worst. But every now and then he would say, huh, looks like you have one that we don't have yet. We would be very grateful if you could donate it to the museum. And you, of course, wanted to, because you wanted to see what it turned into. So you'd go in. The fossils turn into big dinosaur statues. So you just have, I got all the dinosaurs. Every time you would catch a shark, even though obviously sharks are good for money, you take them, you catch 2, the same one, take 1 to sell it, take 1 to Blathers to put it in the museum. It was great. I still have, there's a screenshot probably on the freecheese.com, pretty sure, of Mark hanging out with me in my town, in my museum, looking at sharks. I'm going to search the website real quick and find it. None of this is doing it for you?
Not really.
Damn. You can do anything now.
Look, man, this is cool. Like, I'm glad the Animal Crossing people are...
There's me in front of my house in the winter while the Northern Lights are going.
I'm glad you all are getting the game you want.
There's a castle I built, and I'm drinking a cup of coffee with a pug sweater on that I made by myself. Here's my little Nintendo room. Right? I mean, dude, look how cool that is. Jack comes around on Halloween. The jingle comes around on Christmas. You can hang out and just watch TV if you want. That's a lot of fun. Got me an octopus chair, hanging out on New Year's. It's me and Isabel. Don't tell Mark. Actually, I should send that to him right now. Where's the fucking... There's, of course, Rolled. This was the worst part. Actually, you should read this article. Everyone should go read this article. It's called Looking Back on Animal Crossing New Leaf. I'll link to it in the thing. But I talk all about my experience with it, and I forgot I wrote this whole goodbye letter to Rolled, because Rolled is my favorite, top-notch. He is the best villager there's ever been. There's no better. Don't argue it. Don't question it. Just Rolled,
okay,
man.
all right, got it.
And I fucked up. Yeah, college got in the way, whatever. Took a break from Animal Crossing, and when I got back, I had this letter. I'll read it to you. Oh, I can't even read it, Matt. Today's the day, Joe. It's time for me to say goodbye to this town and everyone in it. I'm going to miss you guys. I made so many happy, sweaty memories here. Stay fierce. Sincerely, Rolled. And I've been trying to get him back ever since. And here's the fuck thing about New Leaf when a villager leaves your village. He taunts you. Not literally. But they still hang out in the shops. And they go, boy, I miss it here. I just had to come check everything out, see how it's been. But you can't invite them back because they're gone.
How do you lose a villager? Just by not playing? Or
so villagers will sometimes just get bored or whatever. There might be a thing. And they will come to you and say, like, I think it's time for me to get out of here. And you can tell them, like, no, I want you to stay. And some of them, depending on personality, when you say things, like very few, when you say, I want you to stay, will they have the opposite reaction? Like, but there is programming to each villager to how they behave. So usually it's just like, it's a thing, I guess, just to rotate out so you see more and more villagers. But if there's one you particularly like and they decide to leave, you can coax them to stay, which I would have done had I known. But I just came back and he was gone. You know what I mean? It's just like,
ghosted.
Fuck, dude. Terrible. Awful, awful, awful. Here you go. Here's me and Mark hanging out. Mark's wearing a Wind Waker shirt that he made, and I'm dressed as Ness, of course. We're just hanging out in my aquarium, looking at fish. Look at that shark I caught. Pretty cool shark. You tell me this doesn't pull you in? You're like, there's no part of this where you're like, yeah, I could do that.
No.
I got an octopus. Find out about it on my podcast.
I mean, all this is cool, right? But, like, I know it's going to take hours of gameplay to get all the cool shit.
Oh, it's worth it, though. Oh, shit. I got a whole thing from Mark, too. And Mark drew it. Oh, my God. And look at this. There's a whole thing. Kyle has a little blurb on here just called human trafficking.
That sounds right.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Oh, that was the cool thing, too, is that usually what would happen is... Sorry, last thing. Not cool. But, like, your villagers would leave, and if you had friends who were also playing the game, they'd go to their town. So then they'd come back to your shops, and you'd go, hey, you. And you'd be like, boy, I thought I missed it here, but I've been having a great time over in Taco Town. And you're like, you're at Mark's place? What the fuck? There you go. You try and tell Mark to send him back, and he won't. That's a whole thing.
Man.
Yeah, sorry. We got a little sidetracked, but I fucking love Animal Crossing, and I can't wait for this game. It's just, it's going to be so good. Glorious, glorious, glorious. I want to get a second Switch, maybe, but probably not. I don't need it.
No.
I'm just thinking, like, a small pocket, you know? Anyway. We got one more news story. And it's a big one. 37,000 big ones, Matt. Airports, that is. Microsoft Flight Simulator will include all airports on Earth. How fucking cool is that?
That's awesome.
So, the developers of the upcoming Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, they're putting all of them in there. Not all airports have been given the same amount of attention, but the 80 most played and busiest are more detailed. These airports feature official names for taxiways and more accurate surface definition. The question is, can I go inside and get a Cinnabon?
I wonder if B-dubs will be on there.
I feel like BWI, it's an international airport.
Yeah, I feel like that could crack the list. But I'm thinking like all these other, like international, right?
Yeah.
I'll say LAX is probably on there too.
First thing I'm doing in this game is fucking flying right to Japan.
I'm in Las Vegas.
There you go. I can't.
Reliving that flight.
No date for that game, huh?
Sadly.
Fuck.
I can't wait.
Yeah, no, I'm legitimately like, the second that Microsoft announces a date for that game, I'm like, cool, taking the day off. I'm going to sit down.
And here's the fucked up thing. I'm probably going to play for 30 minutes. I'm like, I got it.
That's fine. That's all I need. I just want to fly from here to Japan and then...
Well, your flight might be like 2 hours.
Have that experience. Who knows?
I wonder what in-game time's like.
I think it's pretty accurate.
Fuck.
Because I remember hearing that people would practice actual flight routes when going to pilot school using Flight Simulator because of how accurate it is. I don't know. We'll find out.
Be prepared to sit down for like 4.5 hours, fly to Vegas.
Hell yes.
On the way back, be shorter because of the jet stream.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Well, we're gonna jet stream to the end of this podcast. Matt, let's close it out with a bet.
I like a good bet.
We'll bet 1 Cherry Coke Energy.
If I can find it.
I'll take care of it. Don't worry. 1 Cherry Coke Energy. Direct this week, yes or no?
No.
You don't think so?
No. I know there was that rumor out there, but no.
All right, well, I'm going yes. There's the bet. See, if we both agreed, I was going to have to go to a sub-bet. You know? Talk about which game. But we're already... There it is. It breaks. Matt says no direct.
You want to explore the sub-bet, though? You said about what games, right?
All right. So where do we take the bet?
I say so maybe a couple Cherry Coke Energies on the board here.
So just keep going down. Each level is another Cherry Coke Energy?
Sure, why not?
All right. Sub-bet. Metro Prime 4. Does it show up?
No.
Yes. Sub bet. I don't know. What's the next one?
Bayo 3.
Yeah.
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 Because you think it goes hand in hand with Famitsu?
Yeah. All right, we both agree on that one, too.
And they also said that Famitsu thing that they didn't mention that Bayonetta 3 development is going very well. We didn't talk about that piece. There was a little sentence he threw in there.
Yeah. All right, there it is. Bayonetta 3. Do we go again?
What else is there?
Mario Kart? No. You don't think that Nintendo Kart thing? What else? Zelda? I feel like Zelda, it's too early for. I think if Zelda's...
Let Animal Crossing breathe.
But if Zelda's coming out this year, you do it in this direct. If it's not, you wait till E3. And that's what I don't know. There is going to be a Zelda.
Wait?
I'm just thinking historically how they've done everything. You know what I mean? Like with announcement to release date, they usually don't announce things at E3 that are big games that are coming out this fall. But I guess they announced last year at E3. I don't know. Splatoon 3?
That might be your E3.
Huh.
If you're doing what you're saying about like Legend of Zelda because of the fall, and then some more Inklings running around like it's a Smash reveal, but it's not. They look up at the sun that says Splatoon 3.
Is Splatoon 3 out this year?
No.
It's been 2 years. Splatfest ended a year ago.
I think you spread out your big hitters.
I know, yes, but I feel like Splatoon 2 had such a strong launch that I feel like you want to get back in that as quickly as possible, right? You let another year go by without a Splatoon. I don't know. And Splatoon's a summer game to me. You know?
The other two, I guess the other two have released. Well, I don't count the first one because 2 people played it.
No, it was big, honestly.
Well,
like I know,
on
but
a Wii U is like 30,000 units.
Still. But that one was it was May 2015, and the second one was July 17. Now it's been more
I don't
than
think turn it around that quick then.
It could. Probably. All right. We'll leave it at that. 2 cherries.
2 cherries.
1 for the Direct, 1 for... What did we say? Metro Prime?
Yeah, so...
All right. Let's bank it on
I
that.
very easily get 2 here, just by no Direct.
That's true.
Is that how we're doing it?
Yeah. If there's no Direct, you get them both.
Okay, so there's no if clause.
No.
Okay.
If
or
there's
did you want to do an if clause?
No, if there's no Direct, you get 2. If there is a Direct, I get 1. If there is Metroid, I get 2. Do they cancel out, or do we each get 1? If there is a Direct, but there's no Metroid Prime.
We'll celebrate our wins with Cherry.
Perfect. And we will celebrate our wins this week jumping into more Dark Souls, I assume?
Yeah, I gotta kill some more bosses to get to the final boss, but then also look at all the additional stuff I have to do this run. So yeah, that's gonna be my focus.
Nice. I obviously am gonna be playing around with Zelda 2, so I wrap that up, and then I don't know where I'll go from there.
I do want to do that thing that I suggested yesterday, though, at some point about Magic.
Yeah, yes.
Because we did play each other with some decks we made, and then you came to the conclusion that, like, oh, I feel good because the person never beats me. I beat myself.
Yeah, I'm an idiot, and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, so that's where everything falls apart. Usually.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And I haven't really dabbled with all the colors yet. Like, I haven't made a white deck or blue.
Yeah, no, we should definitely.
And I don't really mix my colors either. Usually just...
The only time I've done that is when there's, like, a pre-made deck that I can learn from.
Yeah.
But otherwise, no. Well, that's going to do it for us here on this week of the Free Cheese Podcast. If you like the show, you can find it and all of our other episodes on thefreecheese.com. You can follow us on Twitter. The Free Cheese is at SomeFreeCheese. The Matt is at MattyIce131. And I am at The Free Cheese. Final word?
Ask us anything.
Ask us anything. We'll be back
what was
next
the thing we posed earlier as well?
Don't know.
Oh, the pop socket. Ask us something for a pop socket.
Yeah, if you want a pop socket, let us know. We will send you a pop socket, I guess. However that would work.
You would send us the shipping and handling money because we have $0 here at the Free
That
Cheese.
makes sense. Yeah, it's a good call. Cool. Well, that's it. We'll be back in another week with another episode. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, listener, for listening. Bye.